Empire. MarineLorD was the bigger question mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other saves that he could potentially do here. Were French actually banned in the series overall? I can't remember what the bans were.
Bans were China from VortiX and MarineLorD banned Rus. Yeah. So actually, we should be less surprised even.
I feel like a French pick against... I feel like French do feasibly well against Holy Romans as well. Considering the Holy Roman Spearmen can't brace, I feel like it's much harder for them to actually hold those early Knight Archer all-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have prelates popping out for both players? Spawning on the west side of the map, it is going to be MarineLorD. And on the east side, we do have VortiX. Both players on the Holy Roman Empire, giving the Jesus to all those workers. And, yeah, pretty standard openings from both players, it looks like.
Okay, since not a lot of stuff will happen here after you give the players an update of the relics, I will continue after that with the story time.
Yeah, I love story time's always great, man. So yeah, one relic here, one relic here. So we got 2 in the northeast and 1 relic on the south of VorTX's base. Overall, I would say that VortiX probably has a slight advantage on relics considering the proximity and they're a little bit closer. But overall, I don't think it's like to the point where it's going to be like super lopsided. So let's get the story time, man. What do you got? You got some tales of the days of old, of the glory days for us?
Of the people will get outraged and laughing at the same time.
Okay, let's hear it.
$20,000 tournament happening right now. 3v3 tournament being played on Hill and Dale. We are in the round of 16 best teams in the world. China against Vietnam on Hill and Dale. Really wallable, easily wallable map. Therefore, the meta is kind of turning into Wonder Place.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And Canada both building wonders at the same time. Both finished at exactly the same second. Vietnam gets the message. You build the wonder first. The opponent built it later. You have to defend. Vietnam gets the message. Oh no, Canada also gets the message. Vietnam built it first. You have to attack. 50 minutes go down. Not a single wonder is killed. And in the end, the game decides Canada wins.
So they were built at the exact same time.
Yeah, and the game says Vietnam built the wonder first, but after 50 minutes, the game said Canada still won.
That's so weird. How are they going to rule that? Do you think in terms of admin decisions? Are they going to do like a replay, or are they just going to like?
It took hours of rec analyzing, screenshots being sent in and out, and after that, they actually decided to replay the whole game.
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, if they were both at the exact same time and the game just was arbitrary, just like, all right, you win. Like, I think that's the right decision. Granted, yeah, it's going to be a huge grind, probably more wonders, but that's... Dude, the odds of that happening are pretty insane for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's in the 3v3 tournament, right? Which is in the semifinals right now?
We are starting with the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Very cool, man. That's going to be a lot of fun to see. 3v3s are pretty wild, so... MarineLorD with this is like S tier Aachen positioning. It's hitting the gold vein, it's hitting the wood, and it's going to be hitting the food here. Now, as far as the Aachen for VortiX on the other side, it is hitting the gold food, and no, it's not hitting his wood. Okay, so the wood positioning a little bit off. And remember, you talked about that earlier. We had that in the game with Hera, where his wood wasn't being hit by that. So MarineLorD going to have a pretty big advantage. I mean, 40% extra on all that wood is going to be big.
Yeah. Like, technically, it could be like minus 100 gold because you can just build a prelate. But why did VortiX not build the wood line next to the deer?
Yeah, it's a little bit... Sometimes when you're in the beginning of these matches, it can be a little bit tricky to plan ahead. So we get a second prelate coming out? Or is that the first prelate from earlier? Okay, I think it's the same prelate. So oftentimes, Holy Roman players, when you're approaching Castle Age, they'll have preemptively like 2 or 3 extra prelates out, and they can like have them sitting on the relics when they hit Castle Age. But... I don't think players of this caliber are going to let that happen so easily. There'll be scouts and other things on the map kind of preventing that, yeah?
Yeah, very likely scouts. Horsemen feels like a really reasonable unit, a bit faster, doing a bit more damage. So not unlikely that we will actually go into professional scouts here with a really wild mill by MarineLorD that at least I didn't mention yet.
Yeah.
And... Then we simply... Wow, what?
Look at VortiX, though, with the beautiful scout micro right here. He's able to get a couple scouts and actually force back like a couple gold workers with the animation canceling. So, beautiful play. Looks like the stable coming up. Pro Scouts is, of course, on the way. Not super urgent to mine gold right now, but again, you're still going to want that so you can progress to Castle Age. So VortiX very, very behind on the Feudal Age. Granted, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Something that's also quite nice about VortiX's base is he does have a deer camp like right in his main base here, like right around that mill, which is very, very nice. So he could even just mine that normally or farm that normally or, you know, of course, bring them closer with scouts. But overall, the Aachen positioning going to be nice, but the golden eye from VortiX quite big.
Let's see. You don't need the gold right now. Just get the food in and then maybe a heavy switch and just send 12 villagers on gold. And you should be fine after that, but no. Just wait probably for the second scout and then 3 villager transfer already happening.
Yeah, he's got the villagers coming in. He should have the emergency repairs as well from the Holy Roman Empire. So, you know, even if it gets a little bit beat up here, he can just repair that. So, a little bit of micro battles going on between MarineLorD and VortiX here. Looks like the scouts of MarineLorD just magically slaying the scouts of VortiX and pushing them back. And all is normal in the realm once again.
Ooh. Oh no, I thought he was repairing it by emergency repair.
Is he manually repairing that? Interesting. Why would you not use emergency repair? Because that's going to cost you like 10 or 15 wood, right? If not more. Seems like a bit of a strange choice, but nonetheless, the first of the pro scouts are coming back and dropping the food near the Aachen Chapel, where the prelate is blasting the gospel from his megaphone, giving the big inspiration to all the boys. And the same thing going down over in the base of VortiX, as we do get the scouts bringing back the deer. So pretty symmetrical play. I don't think there's anything that really differentiates them too much at this point, but who is going to be getting Castle Age faster? Current resources do favor MarineLorD for the Castle Age.
Most likely it should be relatively even.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have any horsemen coming out? Nope. Looks like it's still just scouts. So we got, what, 5 scouts here for MarineLorD, and I think slightly less here for VortiX, although it looks like about 5 as well. But it looks like, based on the current resources, the gold bank not quite as good for MarineLorD because he was a little bit behind there, but he does have the Aachen pump in here with 9 villagers, and I would imagine he'll get castle first. He's already at 1,200 food, and does he have prelates moving out on the map preemptively yet, or is he producing extra ones? It does not look like it.
I think it's like the moment you click to, or you build the landmark for Castle Age, you queue up the prelates and build 2 horsemen. I think this is kind of your moment for the switch.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be pretty good. You need the horsemen to back them up. And then after that, of course, if you guys are newer to the game, it's very, very meta for the Holy Romans to just follow up with Lancers after that. Because the thing about going men-at-arms riding castle is you have to wait for them to get their Castle Age upgrade, whereas you're getting immediate Castle Age value units via the Lancers. So I think that's obviously that in conjunction with the map control. So no prelates being sent out yet. Sometimes people will empty the Aachen. We do have a prelate queued for MarineLorD, and VortiX is also going for the Regnitz. Yeah, obviously. Have you ever seen Burgrave Palace like in a competitive game? I don't think I have. It's so inferior, I feel.
When the game came out, some Black Forest all-ins, but not really. No, not in the last 2 months.
Yeah, it's just a very janky landmark compared to the Regnitz, which is just insane, giving you a potential of 900 gold a minute. Looks like MarineLorD will be finishing castle slightly ahead, but not going to be a super big deal. He does have to go a little bit further for the relics, and we do see a horseman out in the field for him too to protect those prelates.
Yeah, already clearing up the wolves, quite a nice thing as well. Raiding the wood line, the gold a bit, shouldn't really be the biggest thing ever though.
Yeah, it's still like a little bit of a distraction, right? Like if there's still, are there any more deer on the map? I don't think so. So basically the scouts can just have Mortal Kombat with one another now. I don't think they serve too much of a purpose other than that. Where the first prelate is moving, heading across, like we said, MarineLorD's relic positioning is slightly inferior. He's gonna have to go further out on the map, and it looks like he's going for the deeper one, but look at this. The prelate of VortiX is going to be jacking the relic there, and MarineLorD is going to be walking all that way for nothing. Unless he's able to get his scouts to pick that character. Ooh, that would be really good if he picks off that prelate.
Interesting pathing there by VortiX. I thought he would have like shift-clicked to the right and then go behind his base, but just walks through the front, but still makes it most likely.
I think he is going to, because even if he does get discovered, the scouts might be able to be pulled to protect him, and then he could also defensive low, which is going to force most of those low DPS units off. But MarineLorD may have the opportunity with a little bit of quick micro here to pop that character, but the first Lancer is out, and I think that prelate is going to make it. He is certainly sweating bullets, but he has made the most dangerous journey of his life, while another prelate up in the north for VortiX is dragging back a second relic.
Oh, an emergency repair being used by VortiX, so good move there. Most likely we see...
Oh, The defensive Wololo. Oh, I thought he was going to get something for a second. No, looks like they're staying and fighting. The Wololo has finished. And looks like he might be able to get that prelate there, which would be nice, just for delaying it at the very least. Probably not going to get the relic from him, but he does get a nice round. Very well played there by MarineLorD.
Yeah, at least killed 100 gold. More knights are coming in. Actually, MarineLorD now arriving with his own knights. Could still be an interesting contest.
Yeah, it looks like the army of MarineLorD might be a little bit bigger, but again, the supply lines for VortiX will be reinforcing the army quicker. MarineLorD does have a prelate here in the middle of the map, looking like he wants to jack one of these two relics here. In terms of the Regnants back in the base, for MarineLorD, he does have two. VortiX currently rocking one in there. Two of his other relics, of course, out here being denied. And I think it's going to behoove MarineLorD to just invest like every ounce of his fiber in trying to make sure his opponent doesn't get these relics here.
Another prelate dying, and that gold is really exposed. VortiX really working with his defender's advantage, but it's not too easy. And, well, MarineLorD, his mech was slipping a bit. Not sure if I've ever said that before.
Yeah,
Prelate next to the cathedral.
First time for everything, man. He's got the triple stable. Looks like a fourth stable is being pulled up. And, of course, with the Regnants being online, he's going to be able to get quite a few of those expensive knights. We got the James Bond prelate moving in, trying to jack the relic. Or I guess like more like Indiana Jones. But, yeah, he's going after the relic. Might be able to get it. MarineLorD going to try and creep away. If he could hide the prelate in the stealth forest and maybe pop a ninja Wololo. Oh, he gets the defensive surround? Is that going to buy some time for reinforcements? I don't think that prelate's going to make it far. This is like... It's like the ultimate tug-of-war, man. They're just like dragging the relics back and forth.
On direction!
Look, he dropped it. He
What?
dropped the relic. Oh my god, he dropped it, and look at the other prelate just getting a lance in the face. He gets chopped down right there. Man, what a fierce battle they have going on here, man. As MarineLorD grabs the other relic, and does that reset the cooldown of the Wololo? I don't think it does.
I don't... It shouldn't, it shouldn't.
Yeah. I think he's legitimately just dragging them away. He's just like trying to get them like a couple feet away from VortiX's base. Is VortiX still making prelates? He is. So this means like villager production has been ceased like this entire time. I think he's just been pumping out prelates, which is pretty wild.
I'm not sure if that's enough for another first down. Looks more like
I like that.
7 and 3.
Nice little surround here too. VortiX able to get a surround on two of MarineLorD's big expensive lancers and does get the kills there. So that's pretty substantial. Although it looks like MarineLorD still has the numerical advantage on lancers. No, reinforcements pouring in. And I think that VortiX should be able to maybe get one of the relics here. We'll see. He's got his preacher moving up. And look at this. Look at the base of MarineLorD. During all of this, VortiX is actually getting some knights in his base and shutting down his lumber economy. Very nice. I was wondering why his numbers seem so narrow, you know?
Yeah, really, really nice move. And finally, we had the second mill. Well, if we got that as a second mill for MarineLorD, I understand the first one even less. And finally deals with this raid. But that means VortiX should have a good shot of getting relic number 2 and 3, but denied again.
I know. I feel like we're watching like an NFL game where they have to like rush for 3 yards, 4 yards to try and, like you said, get the first down. Yeah, the relics have gotten a little bit closer. So the great journey, they're carrying the ring to Mount Doom here, trying to get there, and many foes have greeted them along the way. Regnants,
why didn't they just take the birds, the big birds?
I know. That's always the classic meme. It's good times. You know what's wild is even though the relic advantage does lie for VortiX in terms of like having them nearby, MarineLorD has been on 2 relics in the Regnants for a long time. So he's getting 300 more gold a minute over VortiX. So if he could just like keep denying this, he might be able to sustain a more elite army. So he charges in once again, but it looks like that prelate is going to get there eventually. Yeah, he's finally made it back.
Okay. Third one feels very realistic as well. Ooh, VortiX finally transitioning his probably a bit more fortunate relic spawn into the advantage that he was looking for, unless the knights are getting another snipe.
Yeah, they might get the snipe here. It's going to be kind of tight. I mean, there are some big, chunky knights coming in from VortiX as well. The scouts serve as a little bit of a screen. Nice low there. That was really good. That's going to buy time for the reinforcements to get in. So, hey, at least we're seeing the lows actually, like, do something. Even if they're not, like, converting anything, they still do give you some spatial control. And really good control here by VortiX as he's moving and striking very efficiently, dragging down many of the knights of MarineLorD. Although MarineLorD did get a little bit of harass in the gold line. No, it doesn't look like it. So, yep, triple Regnants versus the double Regnants here. I think that's going to give VortiX a pretty big advantage. 300 gold a minute is substantial indeed.
MarineLorD walled the left-hand side.
Yeah.
I think if you want to wall, you should wall all 3 sides. Just like limiting your opponent to 2 entrances that he prefers anyways doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, maybe he's just he probably sent like one villager to do it, and that same villager is hustling across to do the other ones. I really like VortiX in his base here. He's currently setting up farms near the Aachen. So Aachen farm economy is very, very strong. And looking at MarineLorD, he has a partial Aachen farm economy as well. He's got a couple farms here and mostly berry bushes. And look at this big stone walls going up in the front here for MarineLorD. So really looking to take a defensive posture in this game. I think the time of aggression maybe slowing down here a little bit, as we do have another battle that I think is going to favor VortiX here.
Oh, that's a Swabia approach then, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Has to be.
The villager printer. Yeah, going to be going for the old Swabia. Let's go ahead and see if he's already building it. No, looking at banked resources, MarineLorD is certainly banking a lot more food, which I think is being reflected in some of the battles that he's losing here. He's banking more food. But like you said, Swabia will just be a massive power spike in that it produces villagers at like 1,000,000 miles per minute.
Turin is so far away. 2 villagers on food right now. Not a lot of wood to get farms running.
Yeah. Yeah.
45 villagers for MarineLorD against 43, but where's the income?
Yeah, I know. It feels a little bit barren there. And looks like more walls being set up. So currently, MarineLorD is now fully walled. He has 1 stone wall, but the other ones are mostly wooden palisades. This will be yielding mid-map control a little bit. I think VortiX might want to try and take advantage of this and maybe get some sacred sites. But overall, yeah, Swabia is going to be the play. VortiX is not banking much food at all. He's got a lot of gold. Maybe we'll see a marketplace. But yeah, MarineLorD seems to be ecoing pretty good here.
Shouldn't this be VortiX getting all 3 sacred sites behind this as well now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got pretty good map control. Granted, with a couple knights still on the field, I mean, I know there's only 4 knights for MarineLorD, but that still is relatively annoying and can certainly snipe prelates. I mean, I think 2 lance shots will almost kill a prelate. How much HP do they have? Do we have any on the field right now? I'm looking around to see. I think they're all garrisoned in different places, but yeah, no lumber economy really. If we're looking at income per minute, VortiX's lumber is 194. Yeah, he's really, I guess, just focusing on food and gold to try and go Imperial, but MarineLorD's going to get there super quick.
And he might get a good kill in the center again. 1 knight already found some kills, another 2, make it 3 most likely.
Yeah, pretty good little trade there. And, you know, I think that's been a recurring pattern we've really seen with MarineLorD. His economic macro is really incredible. Like, in the Mongol game that we saw last game, he was just so far ahead with pastures and really just having the double TC. I think that's one of his biggest strengths. He's excellent at just kind of having these economic macro. Behind this, harass as well, right? Like, his military must be much weaker. Let's take a look. So military score for MarineLorD is only 5, right? And VortiX is sitting on 23, but man, oh man, he's really just like equaling hard. And Swabia is coming now.
And VortiX wanted to build an aggressive siege workshop, but now pulled the villagers away. Oh no, an aggressive barracks, but saw the stone walls.
Yeah. I think it might be a little too late for like a siege aggression right now, because obviously MarineLorD's going to be getting Imperial. VortiX is... Let's look at his banked resources. Yeah, he's got 300 food right now. He's nowhere close to that. And now the villager printer is coming. So for those of you guys who are new, Swabia basically produces villagers 75% faster and 75% cheaper. It's pretty insane. On top of that, we're going to be seeing... Do you think we'll see a men-at-arms switch, or is he just going to be getting elite knights and trying to push with that?
I think elite knight makes more sense. The map is like, you need to contest the sacred sites a bit more. And I think it's just more mobility and then maybe make a switch happen.
I like the men-at-arms switch a lot, for sure. But yeah, I still think you want knights like you articulated for map control. But the men-at-arms can be quite good with the mace upgrades and also with the elite army tactics, giving them 20% more HP. Like, the HRE men-at-arms from like a price point are very cost-effective. I mean, I think their HP, after all is said and done, is... What is it, like over 200 for sure. It's actually not that much less than knights, and they're quite a bit cheaper. So maybe we'll see some men-at-arms backed up by artillery. I think that's usually what you see from HRE in late game, just like huge men and knight armies, or either men and artillery compositions. And look at this, the Knights of VortiX actually got through the wooden palisades, and a panic response coming in. MarineLorD just barely walling off in time. That was very close.
Oh yeah, good job. But actually, like, only 1 palisade wall with all those knights around.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if they are pressuring quite a bit there.
I think we're going to see stone walls. Like, I think MarineLorD is trading for stone right now. We just saw a big spike in his stone. And he is getting stone walls up on the other side. I would imagine maybe stone walls here. He's making knights of his own. No men-at-arms or infantry, so mainly just knights. And this could be danger, man. Okay, he's got the stone walls coming up, but I think it's going to be too late. Is he going to be able to get it? Oh, he just needs to panic build that other one. Oh my god, that was so close. And that's all you need to do. Like, that will stop those knights dead in their tracks. Oh man, that was close right there.
But still, lots of like focus lost with using the markets. 4 villagers lost, lots of mining time, and now you need to wall the other side as well. So this is like not for free, even though you prevented death. It's not like you're in winning position.
Yeah, he certainly prevented death. That's a very accurate statement. But on that same note, VortiX on the map is also getting control of the sacreds. He's got 1 sacred, 2, and it looks like he's got a prelate moving for the 3rd one. So he's going to be putting a clock here on MarineLorD. And also behind all of this, I believe VortiX has also got an Imperial Age. So yeah, he's got his own Swabia. So maybe the slight advantage that MarineLorD did have from getting the Imperial Age might be kind of dwindling a little bit here. He's going to need to get some aggression out of the map, or he's just going to get crushed. I mean, his opponent's got 3 Regnets against his 2, and on top of that, relics. Or, excuse me, sacred sites.
But 59 villagers for VortiX, 75 for MarineLorD. So solid 15 villager advantage, but obviously another extra relic is 7.5 villagers, basically.
Yeah, so you're saying a relic is like equivalent of 7 villagers?
If you are HRE, yes.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. So he's going to be getting a ton of extra resources from that. Some of the blue knights here of MarineLorD are moving out of the map, and those bad boys are going to be moving up north to try and shut down these sacreds. But all 3 sacreds have been taken by VortiX. Do you think that we'll see some fortifications from him, maybe like a keep or something on top of these sacreds to try and win that way? Or do you think it's going to be more of a traditional battle in just objectives and landmarks and things like that?
I think... Actually, like, it sounds weird, but starving for wood might be the play here. Because look at that, MarineLorD, it sounds so weird, but simply like we are in a stonewall scenario, so we have to think ahead.
Yeah.
MarineLorD only has 10k wood on his starting plateau.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, certainly, he's got that 1 big outcropping, but aside from that, all the other positions are relatively, precarious. Going to be a little bit risky for him to move out and grab those. We got 2 siege workshops being built by VortiX. And look at this, we have double bombard cannons coming out. Obviously, that huge bank of gold he's had really paying off with greaseled wheels coming, so they'll be a little bit quicker. In terms of, dude, look at the income per minute. Oh my god. VortiX is getting crushed in food, like horribly, right? But his lumber and his gold is going to be allowing such crazy artillery. That is 1,800 gold a minute against 800. That is brutal.
Food obviously will be better in 20-30 seconds. When you check again, he just got raided, had some villagers in the town center. I think it will stabilize.
Yeah. Overall, I think VortiX is certainly in a little bit of a commanding position. Having all the sacred sites out of the map is very, very nice indeed. MarineLorD does have his little vanguard force, these 7 or 8 knights. I think it's actually 10 in total, taking some of the sacreds. University coming up, probably going to be seeing the biology to get the cavalry health.
I'm actually getting annoyed for VortiX with those raids by MarineLorD. He's so good at constantly sending in 1 knight and killing villagers.
Yeah,
How's
get 1.
Doing that?
He'll get like 4 or 5 too per night, which is very, very strong. So we got the double bombards knocking on heaven's door here as the Stonewall Gate is just getting blasted down, and this is going to be forcing the issue. Yes, MarineLorD's getting this beautiful harass, but he is knocking pretty hard on this door, and those bombard cannons are going to be tough to snipe for sure with all the knights nearby.
Now opening the pearly gates here. 2 bombards. They need to disengage.
They need to start shooting too. They could be picking off these knights. They do 300 damage, so they can only 170. Yeah, it's 300 to buildings, but the bombards just kind of awkwardly positioned. MarineLorD with a very good harrying on both sides. He needs to split and start shooting them, to get a little bit of value that way. And VortiX coming in with more reinforcements. The bombards at the very least serving as a bit of a distraction Carnifex here. But the big flank coming in from the knights in the north. Bombard cannons need to get shooting right now. A little bit inactive. But the numbers for VortiX seem quite strong.
Oh man, and that was the one distracting knight, pulling so many units away. That's why MarineLorD took a reasonable fight. But obviously VortiX was going into it with way better numbers. The bombards were around as well. And with all the skirmishes early on, VortiX had just such a nice advantage.
Yeah, and if you lose a fight against bombards, it's bad, because they're just going to plow all your landmarks, and that's going to be game blouses. And that is game 1, or game 2, excuse me. Going to VortiX, who is back in the series, and we got a contested match on our hands, which is quite awesome indeed.
Indeed. Okay, that's really nice. And yeah, I love this build from VortiX so much. I craved this. I saw it in Steel Series Prime Cup. And I watched the record 3 times, made a YouTube video about it. And VortiX is just so good, so clean. And we saw how beautifully he executed that one. And MarineLorD earlier imp, but simply lost so much map control.
Yeah, having a relic disadvantage on Regnets on top of the 3 sacred sites. I mean, if we look at the gold accrued over the course of the game, we got 19,775 here for VortiX against like 13,800 for MarineLorD. That is a huge advantage, and obviously you're going to be seeing that reflected in the bombard cannons coming out and some of those other very elite units. Yeah, the Fast Imperial was good. I'm trying to think, like, if the Mass Lancers, if there could have been some sort of weird tech he could have introduced. Like, obviously, HRE Spearmen don't brace, but HRE Spearmen, in theory, aren't terrible against, like, Mass Knights because they do have the riveted chainmail, so they're actually kind of tanky in melee against Knights. But